Kia koutou, nau mai haere mai, whakarongo mai, ki te reo irirangi o Arrow FM. You're listening to another episode of Hora Whenua Tūpoko Tika Tribal Nations MC radio show on Thursday afternoons here at Arrow FM in Masterton. So nau mai haere mai, wherever you're listening from, welcome to our show. My name's Clint, a member of Tribal Nations Motorcycle Club, and we're on the air to talk about general well-being, mental well-being issues and anti-violence issues and those sorts of things. That's what our club does. We like to promote and raise awareness about anti-violence and mental health awareness. So I'd like to also welcome our guests on the show tonight, our normal guests here again, Brother Chris Ingle. Kia ora, brother.
Kia ora whanau.
My lovely wife Charlene is on the air with us tonight. Welcome, darling.
Kia ora whanau.
And the handsomest one of us all is young Mac Shackleton.
How's it going, guys? I think I've been on TV.
Oh, you're not on TV. Well, everyone's missed out on that one.
Yeah,
sorry, brother. So welcome, whānau, to this episode. There's a bit to talk about tonight. We've obviously got the issues that are going around the motu, concerning everybody. And what I would say about that from our perspective, from what we've been talking about for the last few weeks and months, is there's going to be a lot of pressure put on people over this. There's a lot of people under duress, financial duress, and a lot of people have lost their jobs and are looking for other jobs, and that's going to place a whole lot of pressure on people in whānaus, and there's going to be some consequences, and there's going to be some pressure placed on people's mental well-being. So we'd just like to encourage people to look out for each other in that regard. Look out for your whānau and make sure that if you know that they are one of those people that is feeling that pressure, I think you've got to take a little bit extra, pay a little bit extra attention to their behaviour and stuff like that, because it's just a time to be aware of those things and look out for each other and encourage people to talk about the stresses that they may be under. And remember this 1737 line. Encourage people to get in touch with that line if they feel like they need to talk to someone a bit more professionally. So what are your thoughts about that, whānau?
Well, I think definitely stress right now will definitely be... I'll get that back on here, guys. Don't worry. You get to see my beautiful face. So yeah, like stresses, because I know coming from work, I was talking to my manager, and we're sitting down talking about it, going, crap, because the hotel's dead now. Not much people coming in, because Martin Borough region definitely focuses on tourism, and so is the whole country. And so we're looking at our business, or the business itself, going, crap, ours is going to be dropping dramatically. How, some of these people have families. Me, I've got to pay off my bike. All these things can add to stress and stuff. So I reckon this time, it's not just this disease and stuff, or this virus that's out there as well. It's stress as well because of not having that same income that you might be used to. So especially coming into the new year, it's not something you want to be stressing about 3 months into 2020. So, yeah.
Well, I hear it, brother. Yes, so we'll be here to be a soundboard for you. You can, wish you all the best with that. I was thinking about you just a couple of days ago in exactly that regard, that, the hospitality industry is going to be taking a bit of a hit, and I wondered where you'd be at with that. So, the reality is you might be, I'm
looking at other ways to earn right now, so I'm keeping my options open. Like, the hotel is definitely I'm one of their priorities.
Yeah.
So, like, I they're still working with me and stuff, and I'm still working there. But obviously, there's some give and take, because I just won't be having the same hours. They are going to try and keep my hours roughly to 30 or something like that, just because I got the bike to pay off and I am a full-time employer. But, that shock kind of hit me, but I realised I have options. I can just gap it somewhere else and just work somewhere else if I need to, whether it's farm work, vineyard, labourman, medical centre. I've got options, but some people don't. Some people will hit hard, and it'll be a scary thought if like, you know, half the population has to go on the benefit, you know. Even that crossed my mind. Like, that would be a scary thought.
Yes. Anyway, that's a big concern for everybody, whānau, and the best advice we can give is to follow the advice that's been given out there by the proper authorities, those with the
knowledge, the actual degrees to back them, and then actually done the work, and looked into it on both angles. They're not just reading one thing; they're looking at it.
Take it seriously and. Comply, I would say, at this point in time, and that's good advice. And whānau, I'd just like to acknowledge, while I'm, we're talking about mental health issues and things like that, and the consequences thereof. Our club has recently, members of our club, a region of our club, has recently completed another Rats Ride Against Teenage Suicide event in Christchurch in Te Turu. So I'd just like to acknowledge those whānau members down there who put the time and effort into organising that run, which I hear was very successful. And looking at the images that came out on various media, that people had a good time with the ride, and some substantial funds were raised for their charity. So well done, whānau down there.
What was the charity this year?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask me that, because I was thinking that myself, and unless someone can look up on their phone and we can get that out. I can't remember who they are. Safer Communities, maybe ringing a bell, but hey,
that does ring a bell. Yeah.
Do you know how many riders showed up to it by any chance?
Again, you were asking me too many questions that I don't know. Kaore, I don't know that answer. There was quite a few. There must have been, and I didn't count all the bikes that I saw in the video. So yeah, well done, whānau, for that. That was excellent. And so that was a big event, and as a consequence of the situation in the community at the moment, a whole lot of events, as we are aware, have been called off. And are being called off, so that's affecting people who were planning to organise for future events. They're probably having to think twice about doing that now. And I hear today that the Anzac parades have been called off around the country. So it's just and
the Round of the Vines in Martinboro's been cancelled.
Okay, what's the big concert this weekend?
Homegrown, yep. Homegrown's been postponed. They haven't cancelled. They postponed that one.
Rite of Respect.
Rite of Respect has been, yeah.
Has been.
I wondered if that was going to get cancelled. But we'll stay in the distance.
That's the Nelson one, whānau, has been called off. I haven't heard about any of the other.
As long as we all stay on our bikes and all wear full face helmets, we should be all right.
Yeah.
Nope.
2 metres apart, flying in the wind. Yeah, we should be okay, but that's.
That was a joke, everyone.
Well, we were warned about that sort of stuff, so better just keep it on track.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate that many events have been called off. To those who are organising events, and we actually do recognise the challenges facing you guys, because we've been there, done that, and we're actually just about in the mode of doing that again, organising our own Rats Run. So in this current economic climate outlook, it's not looking too promising with regard to garnering sponsorship at this time. It's hard to even say you're planning for an event when we see so many events closing. So
I've put mine on hold.
Yeah.
I had a meeting 2 days ago. Oh no, it was yesterday. Sorry, with the community board. To know everything I want to do and stuff, and I did say that I might have to postpone it, because it's in. But mine's in 6 months down the track, so it should be all right. But who knows? So I'm keeping my, seeing what happens basically after this month, to seeing what happens with this whole thing, and if I do need to looking at another date.
sponsorship. It's going to be hard to say, oh yeah, here's our date for an event. Will you sponsor that? When
Exactly,
it's a big unknown at this point in time. So
supporting families with the was the charity.
Supporting families, whānau. Supporting families with the charity for the Te Turu Rats event. So there you go. There's so many things going on at the moment. Can't remember everything.
$4,000. Is that right?
How
It
much?
was just over 4,000.
Oh,
Yeah, just
wow.
over 4,000.
Well done.
That's very huge.
That's a good effort.
Very
from
good
the
effort.
whānau down there. Well done, whānau.
And not sure everyone's pointed out though, but Clint's fashion today is the new hoodies of the Wairarapa. And what other region was it? Sorry, the Levin and
Mate, you've got to get to know all this.
yep.
This is
I think it's, I can't pronounce the word.
This is the Tūpoko Otika
Kaitiaki.
whānau
Taranaki.
fashion line. So
Te upoko.
yeah, this is the Tūpoko Otika Horowhenua Tribal Nations MC. The other way.
Yeah.
I was looking in the mirror and it was giving me a backwards
I know.
thing. Yeah, this is the Horowhenua Tūpoko Otika whānau line. So you can, this is for all our whānau, for our kids, our cousins, our friends, our supporters, our uncles, our aunties, our koros, our nans, to, show their tautoko for the kaupapa of our Tribal Nations MC, which is about kotahitanga, manakitanga, family, acceptance, integrity, trust and honesty. So they're pretty strong values, whānau, and those type of values bring many of us to the Tribal Nations whānau, and also the love of riding motorbikes. And so some of us have made a commitment to rock with the colours of TNMC and take the kaupapa out to the community. And it's a bit of a commitment. It's a bit of a a decision, and it's a decision not taken lightly. So those of us who take this role on and take this rock with the kaupapa and proudly take the bring the noise to the community and travel all over the country doing that, helping charities raise funds, and at the same time experience the whakawhanaungatanga, the camaraderie, the togetherness, the kotahitanga of our manakitanga to everybody is a beautiful thing. So when you join a motorcycle club, there's stages that you go through, and it all begins with being a supporter, or a hang around, or a guest of the club. And then if you want to progress further, you start to learn what the club's about, and in our case, we encourage people to read our constitution and get to know us as individuals and as a club, and get to know us and go on rides with us and support those events that we go to. Get in there and do some mahi and help us out and show that you are willing to do what's required. And then you may get sponsored, and you go on to get your front cuts, your front set, which is in other club may be a prospect or something like that, but in our club it's a front set member, and we're lucky enough this evening, folks, to bring you something special in the MC world, in our world, and that's a little bit of a ceremony where we present a prospective member with their cuts, and that happens in two phases. Like I just said, there's the presentation of the there's a presentation of the front cuts, and then months later, years later perhaps, you if you want to take the next step, you might graduate to become a full set member, and you get a back set, and the back set means a lot to the members of the club, and it's got its own story. It has its own whakapapa, the story of our club, and I don't want to go into that in too much depth at the moment, because I'll just carry on with the kaupapa that we're on, the taku that we're on, and we're talking about presentations, and I am going to be honoured this evening to be presenting a prospective young member with front set. So, to all of those out there listening and watching on YouTube and that, kia ora. This is an occasion that we're going to share with you all tonight, and it's called Presentation of Front Set. So, our young brother here, Matt Shackleton, has done exactly what I've just described. He has been riding with our whānau for many, many months now, and has been taken enough by the club to show up at many events, help out with the mahi. Kia ora, brother.
Yeah, thank you. But it's like I've been so honoured to actually be part of such an awesome family and stuff like that, and come to these events and seeing how what we bring to the communities. I mean, there was that event where we did walk No One Walks Alone event over in, was it
Foxton?
Yeah, Foxton, yeah. And seeing the kids run around, not behind screens, actually getting involved, and then us just giving out a barbecue for free, and just supporting it, and seeing how many people were just so happy and stuff, and just cheerful. The sun was glaring at us, that's what I did it for, because there was just so much love in the air, like so much compassion, so much.
They were really expecting us, weren't they? That community, and we got the barbecue out and gave them all a feed of venison sandwiches,
Yes,
for
sausages,
and
a whole bunch of it. So good.
It was good. It was great. So they're the event. We love supporting the community with those events. That was a community awareness, to raise awareness about suicide in the Foxton community. Foxton had been rocked by suicide amongst the community, and they were encouraging others and the whānau within their community to pay a bit more attention to each other, look after each other, look after yourselves, look after each other, show some aroha out there, and that's why we show up, because that's what we're about.
Exactly right.
That's right, brother. So here it is, folks. Here's a front cut for our clip. Hold on, someone's disturbing the peace. Yeah, sorry about that, whānau. This is our club front set, and there's our this top badge here represents a few things. The green represents the korowai, or the covering of Mother Earth, of Papatūānuku. So this is the korowai of Papatūānuku. Papatūānuku are covered in her green korowai. And in between, in the top is Rangi Nui, the Sky Father, and in between is Te Ao Marama, the world of light, which we exist in. So that's what that is about. Tūpoko's our region. This is our region, and this is what I've got on my hoodie here. It's Wairarapa Manawatu Horowhenua Pōneke, and it's Hawke's Bay and Taranaki as well, although we don't have members up there yet. Here's our tohu, our tiki, who, as you can see, he is looking at you with eyes wide open, with his head tilted to one side. He's sort of asking you a question. Ko waikoe, who are you? What are you about? And he's also holding a traditional Māori weapon called a taiaha, but he's holding it in a fashion that is not showing aggression. He's holding it with one hand, and he has his arero, or tongue, over the taiaha, which indicates I am going to talk instead of using violence. And he is surrounded by two further tohu of the huia feather, which is an ancient extinct bird of New Zealand, which also which represented rangatiratanga, or rangatira status. So it's a chiefly symbol, and it represents where we've come from in our past. And the kahu feather, which represents the kingitanga from Waikato, from Tainui, where our club originates from. Kotahitanga is unity, and that's we've spoken many times about unity. Manaakitanga is support, showing support for one another. Manaakitanga, that's what we do. And Tribal Nations, MC, that's who we are. We're proud. And these are our other 5 tenets, whānau. Whānau, family first. And when you put this on, you're joining our family, as a solid member. So there's, acceptance, integrity, trust and honesty are the other values, the tenets. Tribal Nations, Aotearoa. So, and the Waikato Roka whānau is a bit of a tribute to where our club originates from, and it's also tohu that was given to our club by a rangatira in the Waikato. So we wear this with pride. So, brother, if you'd like to come over here, I'd like to present this to you and welcome you aboard as a front set member of Tribal Nations MC. Congratulations, my bro.
Thanks, man.
Kia ora.
Oh, what an honour. What an honour to be wearing this finally.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Congratulations, brother.
I've been looking forward to it.
You can now officially talk as a bona fide. And remember, subs start from today.
Subs, yep.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. And I'll give you the account number later.
Yeah. Awesome.
Better make sure it's the club account, not my own. Otherwise, you'll be getting kicked
I've been
out.
paying for the last 5 years. Where's it gone? I do know that just because I've got it now doesn't mean that the work, stops at all. That I still got to keep the commitments and everything up there, which I will, because this is a club that I definitely support. This is a whānau I want to be a part of, I want to contribute to, and I'm honoured to actually be part of it now. Well, I was part of it before, but I'm actually super proud to be wearing the badge and the flag.
Yes, congratulations, bro. Yeah, we've got some mahi to do in the community, but looks like our AGM has been postponed as well.
Yeah, sadly it has been. I was really disappointed to hear that, but I do understand why. I mean, it's a big turnout. We've got members coming around from, from South Island as well, showing up to it, all the way from Auckland, Waikato regions. So, we've got, with this case going around, we just can't really risk it, can we?
No, well, there's a bit of
the law, isn't it? That's just the law now, as well.
There was some uncertainty with the public transport, with the planes and the ferry. The future is of those services is in question. I know some whānau members have also put money down on cruises, cruise ships, and non-refundable. So unfortunately, they may have lost that
money.
Yeah, that chance to go on that cruise. So sorry to hear that, whānau.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too. But it just shows you how fast things can change, can't it? Really sadly. Like one minute, you're planning for your holiday, nothing can go wrong. Next minute, like something out of the blue like this, no one saw it coming. And it's just crazy on how fast it just spreads, and it's just amazing on how, like, what we actually what we take for granted, But it's really sad about the AGM. I was pretty heartbroken. But I guess now I better go to my bosses and tell them that I can work Easter. So I'm not even sure we'll be busy or not anymore.
Yeah, it's I think it's more like we bring a awareness. I think it's the government trying to bring awareness to us and trying to prevent this becoming an epidemic that's out of control. Which I think, look, at the end of the day, it's a shame. I was looking forward to the Bruce Springsteen tribute show coming to Carterton. I was looking forward to Krusty Demons coming to Masterton. So, and I was looking forward to the AGM. There's actually, quite a few things. And it's a shame, but if you look on the sort of wider side of the spectrum, if you're one of the unlucky ones that is to catch this horrible virus, you'd be missing out on a lot more than just a few concerts or a few nights of entertainment. I'm sort of, I've always been one to try and look on the bright side and try and get a positive from a negative, and that's where I look at it. Is that, hey, I'd much rather probably miss out now than be in bed and being someone that actually of recently has actually been in bed for a numerous of days. I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't imagine. I'll be driving myself nuts if I couldn't ride my bike for 2 weeks.
You what? I've forgotten what that is. I know it's two wheels. I know it's two wheels sitting in the garage. You'll be back on it soon. But I've forgotten what the wind in my face is like.
It'll be a shocker when you get back on it. Then.
Oh, I've already said to Deb that the day I get cleared is the day we're going away for probably 2-3 days.
Nice.
I'm just gonna ride. I don't know where the road's gonna lead, but we just get a ride.
As long as it's a road, it's fine.
Yeah.
And there's no potholes.
You just avoid those.
Yeah. Well, did you see, though, there was a YouTube clip of a while ago of a guy who was going down the road and he didn't see the pothole. He missed one, but then there was a second one, and his whole bike went in it, but it was a deep one, and his whole bike just spun out, and his mate crashed into him. Both alright, escaped injuries, but it just shows you how things can just appear.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just like, crap, how to get out of this? But yeah, what other things being cancelled around this area, around the vines and stuff? But apparently Marston still looks pretty busy and around the place.
Yeah, I actually haven't noticed too much of a drop off. I mean, the supermarkets are still very, very actively busy.
What I feel sorry for, though, is actually the because I know a few mates here and staff that, like, 19, 18, up to 20, up to 22, and some of them know 18-year-olds. They're all from foreign countries, England, Germany, and all that stuff. Even France, and and some of them know other ones that are from Germany that are 18, and then their parents are meant to come meet them halfway through the trip to finish it off. They can't come back. Well, they can't come over, and they can't come back right now. They can't fly over soon. They still can now, but they can't soon. If they're of age or something. But it's just like, yeah. So imagine that. You're stuck in a country with no family. That would be pretty scary, I reckon. So I feel definitely feel for them right now. That definitely will be scary.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, it is scary times. I mean, I heard something on the news today that sort of is a little bit more scary. But as I said, I mean, it's a matter of trying to find the positive. Keep our heads high. I mean, this is not going to be forever. There will be a cure found. And things, I mean, it may take the economy years to get back, but it will get back. So I think at the moment it's just be patient, be aware, and be kind. And together as a wider community, we will get through this. Welcome back there, brother.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I just had to organise a couple of things and got some good, useful advice from our mentor, Mike, who just reminded me to that we're on the radio, we're not just on television. So for our listeners out there, I am wearing a hoodie, a tribal a hoodie, and it has on the front of it the word faith, and kotahitanga and manakitanga are down the sleeves, and we have our tribal nations tūpoko o te ika Rats motorbike, which is actually tribal nations tohu, actually the Rats motorbike. Thank you, Brother Tiki, for allowing us to use this tohu. It's the Rats motorbike logo, and it's surrounded by our regions, which are Matua, Wairarapa, Horowhenua and Pōneke, and it has rats on one side and TNMC on the other, and Tūpoko, which is our region. So if you would like to support tribal nations and the things that we do, and you'd like to get some of this your hands on some of the whānau support gear, have a look at us online. On Facebook, not online. Have a look at us on Facebook. Horowhenua, Tribal Nations Horowhenua merchandise. I think we're there somewhere. Someone might want to have a look at that and give me some details on that one. Yeah, so whānau, we are expecting a call very soon from a member of our whānau who is down in Te Turu as I speak. Kia ora, brother. Howard, welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah, whānau.
Congratulations to Matt.
Oh, yep.
Oh, cheers, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother, we actually have presented young Matt with his front set tonight on the radio, and I don't know if that's been done before, but yeah, that's was a special occasion for us and for Matt, and his whānau will be able to see that on the replay.
I'm pretty sure my mate Luke Moffat, I think he's probably watching it right now when I told him I was getting it.
Oh, excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's neat. A huge asset for the whānau up there too, brother.
Yeah, he's been doing the mahi, brother.
Oh, too much, guys, too much.
Much like your whānau down there, bro, the Te Turu whānau have been doing a lot of mahi down there in your region. Can you fill the whānau in on what you were doing last weekend, brother, and basically what it took to organise it, how the event went, and where your money went to, and what was the whakawhanaungatanga and manakitanga, kotahitanga like, brother?
Oh, awesome! No, it was a brilliant event. Everything, as you know, brother, it starts beforehand. So the lead up to it, the Te Turu members down here did a lot of mahi leading up to it, making sure that everything was in its right place, and going around and seeking sponsorship from the local businesses, both here and in Christchurch and in Ashburton. So they did a wonderful job out there. So here in Christchurch and down in Ashburton as well. But really, our event started on the Friday morning. For us, we went to Kids First Kindergarten, which has got a 100-year history, and their aim is fun, learning at their own pace, and all the children can feel at home. So that was us. We visited the kindergarten on Friday morning with the bikes and stuff, and just to see their faces and the smiles, and was just absolutely perfect. It was wonderful. I found it hard to leave them, and we when we had to go on. But we stayed there for a while, and they got to jump on the bikes and have a look around, and we gave them hacky sacks courtesy of KFC, and some balloons as well. So yeah, it really put a smile on their faces, the kids' faces, but also the teachers and even us riders. You know, it was just awesome to see the smiles on these kids' faces, just by showing them the bikes and stuff. There's a lot of these kids wouldn't have been around motorbikes and stuff, but and the different ethnicities at this kindergarten was, it was just we had Chinese, we had Samoan, Tonga, Maori, European, all nationalities, and at this kindy. So they're doing a really great job there at the kindy. Now, we spent about an hour with the kids. Like I said, it was really hard to leave them to go on to our next venue. But of course, the next plan and the next stop was St. John of God Howater Trust in Horswell. And they provide health and social services to youth people, families, and people living with physical and neurological disabilities. So we rocked up there. We go back there and we visit them every now and then. But this time we actually rocked up, and they pointed us through to the front door. So there we were on our bikes, and we rode through the foyer area and out to the courtyard. And there we were greeted by a few of the staff members and the residents there. So yeah, we've got just a bit about those. There's quadriplegics there that are residents. So yeah, the accidents happen, sporting accidents, motor vehicle accidents, and stuff like that, and motorbikes. And it was just good to get amongst them and put a smile on their faces as well. And then a guy, Brett Ladbrook, he works for NZ Spinal Trust. He rolled up on his bike, and his bike's got a sidecar, so we were able to put a few of the residents in his sidecar, and he was able to take them for a jolly around the car park and around the area, nice and close. And then a few more of our Te Turu whānau turned up, and Alan Townsend, our ambassador down here, jumped on one of their bikes, and he was taking some more residents around on the back of the bike. So those are the ones that could obviously ride without the use of the sidecar, but it was just really great. Anita Hickling, she was the event organiser there, and she done an awesome drive, awesome. Well, she put together everything that we to make it happen for the residents. And even one of the staff members, Sue Silk, was able to get on the back of the bike and ride through and go for a bit of a jolly there. So that was really awesome. And it was, like I said, to bring the smiles and put the smiles on these people's faces was just great. So yeah, there we were, bringing the noise and taking them for rides around, which was really good. And yeah, just their reactions were priceless. But then we had to rush off because we got the call that at 13:20 hours, our Vice President Tiki and our road captain Ngeru were arriving. Funny story about that though. He put a 1 in front of the 3, so when we were thinking, oh yeah, that's 20 minutes past 1, well, it was actually 3:20. So yeah, a bit of a wait for them to arrive, but that was all good. We didn't mind. We had a few things to do as well, so everything sort of moved forward from there. And we visited CMG. CMG they supplied a couple of motorbikes for the two to ride. One was an Indian, and the other one was a fat boy, and they were. Sure. Just awesome out there, guys. Yeah,
really
real awesome. the Indian actually belonged to one of the guys there, and he said, "Yep, just ride them like it's yours." And I don't know what he was thinking when he was telling the boys that, but no, they respected what they were riding, and really good bikes.
Oh,
So yeah, it was off to the airport, pick up those two from the airport. So we give them a little bit of an escort, as much as you can when they're riding in the back of a limo that we managed to pick up. So it was something special for them, and then took them to their next surprise, which was obviously picking up those two bikes.
holy moly! What are those guys? Are they? Oh, yeah, they are. They're Waikato royalty, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Waikato royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It was a stretch forward limo, so there you go, the Ford,
all the
you
best.
Ford lovers out there.
Oh yeah. Well, nothing but the best for the Kings from the Waikato.
No, nothing but the best for anybody that comes through. Really, we'll put it on. That's part of our manaakitanga, I suppose you could say.
What do you say? You put it on for everybody.
Yeah, we'll put it on for everybody.
I'm going to head over there soon now.
We'll be down. We'll be down this weekend, though, Clint.
As soon as this COVID virus thing passes, we're there, brother. Stretch limos and Indian motorcycles.
I'm looking at that fat boy.
Oh, you've set the high
Well,
bar
it's quite
there.
funny that you should say that, because here in Te Turu, it's kind of victory. There's more victories riding around here, so Ruby Reed will be more than welcome down this one.
I wondered where all the brains went in the North Island. Goodness gracious me. They've all gone south.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, Varna.
So then,
Sorry, Harley Davidson riders.
Oh yeah. Still got Harley Davidson riders, because you've got to have that perfect blend, I suppose. And it doesn't matter how many Harleys are in amongst these victories. It'll be a perfect blend, even if there was only one.
Oh, beautiful bikes, Harley Davidsons. You can't beat the sound of a Harley, eh? You can't beat the sound of a Harley. Those short or the long shot Vance and Hines pipes. Oh man. No, I love the sound of Harley Davidson. I love Harley Davidson bikes. I love all bikes. I love Victories, Indians. Can't own them all though. Can't have them all.
Sadly, no.
No, I like Triumphs and Ducatis and DR 650s and everything. I love all bikes. Well,
I'll tell you this much, brother. When the whānau came through, because obviously we had a meet up at one of our members' houses over in Lincoln, and we pulled up there, and it was quite a nice little get together. There was about half a dozen of us there, and then all you could hear from, or must have been a wee while, a fair distance away, it was this rumble coming down the street. Then all of a sudden, all the whānau turned up there. Then we had representatives from all over the Motu, so every region was represented when they came through, and they came through, so there was about 30, 40 bikes parked outside in this nice residential street. So we brought the noise there, and they didn't come alone. They brought with them the police helicopter and a police car, and they were just wanted to make sure that we knew where we were going, so they shone the spotlight onto us, so the whānau arrived safely.
Stretch limos,
I told you, brother, we
Indians, helicopters and cops.
This isn't our GTA, is it?
This
Is this going to get any better?
That's the
These guys up there doing an awesome job down here in Christchurch, catching offenders and stuff like that, and they've just been doing a magic job up there in the sky there, and what they're doing. I mean, it can be annoying when you're trying to sleep at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when you hear the helicopter around, but you know that they're up there and they're doing good, and their mahi's appreciated.
Last time we went on a roll. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Last time we went on a roll, we got a police escort too, but it was behind us.
With flashing lights.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a photo of me with a police car behind me somewhere. Yeah, but that was an escort, yeah.
Oh, that's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
So, and that was just the night before.
Wow.
It's just Friday, folks.
Yeah, that's
just one day.
We're still on Friday.
Yeah, we're still on Friday. So,
Wow.
Epic.
So our ride, who we supported, it's a Lives Worth Living, but the bigger thing that they come under is Safer Ashburton District. So their kaupapa is it's a non-profit community organisation, and it's been operating for about 25 years now as a charitable trust. And they bring lots of services to that community of Ashburton, for the youth, for people wanting to get a better life. So they've, in just the year gone by, 2019, they looked after so many people, so many households, kids, everybody in that community. It just with whatever they needed, they've got different part of their organisation can assist in the different things, getting a driver's license to just coming back into the community. You know, just they do some awesome amount of work. So that's just a little bit of what Safer Ashburton District does. And so Life's Worth Living is who we supported, and we've got down there one of our members, Kitty, she works for them, and we had a spokesperson, Connie, down there, and Pup Chamberlain, who put on an awesome post as part of the feedback, and he was just blown away about who we were and what we do in our mahi for our kaupapa. So they were really appreciative of what we were doing there.
Excellent, Whānau. Well done.
I said, yeah. So our ride, it started over in Eastgate Mall, over in Linwood, which is in Christchurch. We started there, and it was just amazing to see the bikes come in.
How many bikes, bro?
We got a little over 100 bikes. Different groups were joining us along the way, so so it was really good. But it was just awesome because to see all the bikes there, like I said, there was representatives of all the regions there, and when you see how much they were, it was just you felt warm inside, knowing that every person that's come here on their bike walks this kaupapa and believes in this kaupapa enough that they'll travel from the far north all the way down to Invercargill, basically. So we also had the support from Eru Whare, as you would know Eru and Tiki when they went through for the White Ribbon Ride. He also come down from up north to sort of blazed through. Really, he travelled down on one day, did the ride, and then he travelled back straight after the ride. So, there's a man there that's got a heart of gold and
road warrior.
Definitely a road warrior. We also had the support from the Backer guys, so Bikers Against Child Abuse. They also attended, along with iwi riders, lots of other individual riders as well. We also had our two favourite riders there, Mr. and Mrs. Kiwi Rider, and they done some awesome video shots and stuff from most of our rides that are around the country. Big
shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Kiwi Rider. They do some good videos, and they've done a couple on us, and good stuff.
And I like the way that they bring the awareness about the club, saying that we're a motorcycle community with a difference. We've got this kaupapa lockdown, and when you see us riding and stuff, their initial reaction is, well, these are now the gang. But then, because of people like them and other people around the Motu, bringing that awareness to say, hey, these guys are the real deal. These guys, their hearts ride with their hearts, and they bring the noise for the kaupapa, and Teen Silverside and all the others. So it's really good to have these people along in our rides. How did the day start off? Well, it was overcast. There was no rain, so that was pretty good. And we shot off through to Littleton via the tunnel, and the noise going through the tunnel,
Awesome.
that was deafening.
Yummy.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it was deafening. But
Yes.
there was a lot of bikes and
Revving it up.
going through there. So there's a bit of carbon monoxide floating around in the air through there. So we got through that tunnel, and as soon as we hit the bays, and we're going along around the Rapaki track, and that the sun came out. It was almost to say that you guys are welcome to ride through here. Yeah. So it was just brilliant. I had my co-pilot on the back. Speaking of my co-pilot, her father, King Cass, awesome young fella. He's got his own hikoi, and he's got his own message that he puts out there. He's done some awesome work just within his own life, and same with his partner Hannah. So they were able to jump on the back of a bike and go for their ride and take their ride with us. So it was just a special time for them as well, and for us obviously to have them trust in us. Then we're going to ride safely, and I had his daughter on the back of Popo, and she just really enjoyed it. It was the first time she was on the back of the motorbike, Harley, and she was just beaming from ear to ear. So and taking all the photo shots that she could, I think. And her name was Emily. But just riding through there, and then we hit Lincoln, and we were able to get amongst the public there and share a bit about what we were doing out there. We didn't spend much time there, but the famous Grouse Hotel put on a bit of a snack for us, so the riders were able to get in and have a bit of a snack, and before we were off on our journey through to Ashburton. So that was really, really good. And our ride to Ashburton, it was mainly a straight ride through State Highway 1 down to Ashburton. As soon as we got there, we turned a corner, and then we were going through the centre of the town there, and that's when we really brought the noise. Yeah, so we let our engines rev up and brought the noise, let them know that we've arrived, because the entertainment and everything started at 12:30, and we were rolling through just after 1. So while we were out enjoying ourselves, the whānau back down in Ashburton were working hard and getting the community together and putting on a entertainment there. So we had the easy job. We just had to manipulate our throttles and get going and making noise. But when we came back, because we rode through Ashburton, went around the lakes, come back again, and that's when we pulled into the car park, and it was just magic. It was awesome to see the smiles on people's faces, and as we were riding in on our shiny bikes and stuff like that. But then each rider getting off the bikes and people coming up to us and saying thank you, and saying no, thank you to your community. And this is why we do this, is so that we can share and help and do what we can for the community. So that was really awesome. And obviously we had an MC there, Brad Rokawa, so Mark and Ronnie's son. Beautiful speaker. He's had lots of practice at it. So he was our MC, and the day it just ended too early, really. We came to the end of it, and everybody was still buzzing and still wanting to talk and chat and just basically we were all just putting out the love to each other, you know. And it was just a magic time.
Yeah, well, isn't that what you want at the end of the ride? You know, just so, you know, after doing this whole big event, you know, sounds like Friday was pretty chaotic with everything you were saying before. And then Saturday, you know, being the ride and all, and then, you know, at the end of it, you know, of course you don't want it to end. That's what you want. It's all the riders to be like, damn, wish we had some more time, because that means you did a good job.
It was awesome. There was a lot of feedback that came back, and there's still a lot of feedback that's coming from within the community. And one of the things that we that really does warm our heart, especially when we're talking about our kaupapa with Riders Against Teenage Suicide. 15 people from that weekend approached Connie and opened up about their thoughts and feelings, and where they were going, and they were going down that dark place, that mamai of suicidal tendencies. But from that day, they went through and said, "Well, we've got somewhere where we can go to and talk to and get that help." So that was really encouraging. Just if I can tell you about one of our members down there had been working with a teenage girl, who a week and a half prior to the ride actually attempted suicide twice. And now that obviously the whānau had made contact with her, and from just the ride itself, she's really getting the support that she needs. So, you know, it works, whānau. When we get out there and we do our rides and stuff like that, there's, you know, Ashburton's a small place, a little bit bigger than Masterton in terms of population. But again, it's just a small place. And to help the people that are there, it really speaks volumes that the work that we're doing, it's an affirmation, really.
Yeah, certainly, brother. Well done. Congratulations to the whānau,
bro. Good on you.
Yep, and thank you for your kōrero this evening. Well done to the whānau down there. You certainly made an impact, bro. And boom, you know, you've you got people to open up and talk about it. Those 15 people straight after the event, and the girl that was engaged prior to the event. Well done, whānau. Aroha nui to you all. Whānau, we're just about at the end of our time here tonight at Arrow FM in Masterton. So I'd just like to thank Brother Howie from Te Turu Tribal Nations MC down in the South Island. Thank you, brother, for your kōrero and your time this evening. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
No, it was my pleasure, especially to get that word out there. And, it was my pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
Awesome, bro.
And see you next year for your Rats event. Next year, hopefully we can all make it down there, because it sounds like a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got the one up in the Marlborough area, Te Tauihu. They're going to kick off in November, so it would be good to see you guys down there as well.
Oh, we look forward to that, brother.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that. So I'd just like to acknowledge and thank to my other guests here this evening, Brother Chris Single. Thank you, brother.
Kia ora, bro.
And my lovely wife Charlene, thank you for your contribution and company tonight. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, whānau, that's us for another episode of Tribal Nations MC Radio, broadcasting out of Wairarapa, and we are members of Te Upoko Tika Tribal Nations MC. So be good to each other, have a good healthy week, look after your whānau, especially ones that may get sick, and look after yourselves and everybody else around you. Kia kaha, aroha nui, mauri ora.
Right.
Mauri ora.